April 1993. Now, if you watched last week's video, you'll know that I discovered a new author. And I went a little crazy. And out of the, let's see, 7 books that I read in April of 1993, 5 of them are by that author. So let's just get started with the first book I read in April of 1993, Bluebell by Andrew Vax. This is, oddly, the third Burke book. Last month I read the first one. For some reason I went to the third one. And this one, there's a ghost van traveling the streets, killing sex workers, and Burke is trying to figure out who it is, put a stop to it. He meets a stripper named Belle, who's going to hopefully help him out. We'll see. Typical fantastic Andrew Vax. It's violent, it's gritty, and the bad guys get what's coming to them. Book number 2 that I read in April of 1993 is Strega by Andrew Vax. This is the second book in the Burke series. Again, I don't know why I read them out of order. At this point, I may still have been getting them from the library, not buying them. And I just took them out of order, or maybe I was buying them and found them to purchase out of order. I don't know. But anyway, Strega, book 2 of the Burke series. Let me check my notes. So Strega is a woman who comes to Burke and asks for his help in finding an obscene photo. And of course, it becomes much, much more than that. And of course, another great Andrew Vax Burke book. These books are so good. I really need to rebuild my collection. Andrew Vax was such a fantastic writer. Number 3. I forgot how many 3 was for a second there. Not an Andrew Vax. This is Aliens, Nightmare Asylum by Steve Perry. This is book 2 of the, I believe it's the very first original novel Aliens trilogy that may or may not be based on the comics. Don't remember. But in this one, we have, let's see, I got to check their names because they're sort of stand-ins for Newt Hicks and Ripley, I believe. They are Wilkes, Billy, and Bueller. And they found in the first book that Earth was infested with xenomorphs. And so in this one, they're disenfranchised and on the run. They're on an unmanned, except for them, an unmanned ship. Just trying to find some place to go. Get away from those xenomorphs. Find a place to live. But the second book in that first trilogy. Next up, Shella by Andrew Vax. This is not a Burke book. So you've got this character who's known as Ghost because he is a silent killer. Not unlike cholesterol. No, he's a silent, merciless killer. And he used to associate with a young woman named Shella who had been abused. And she has disappeared. And Ghost is going to find out what has happened to her. And it doesn't matter who gets in his way. Another just gritty, violent, emotional, wonderful book by Andrew Vax. Then we have, I mean, the 2 non-Andrew Vax are so out of everything else I was reading, so different. So the next book is Till the Fat Lady Sings by Elisa Whitney. And this is a, not parody, but it's poking fun. What's the word? I don't know. But anyway, it's about these 3 young women in college, and essentially their eating disorders and how they're perceived. One has bulimia, one but she overeats. Another one just overeats. One is anorexic, probably is the best way to describe her. Um, and I read this because Elisa Whitney, if I'm remembering correctly, was an editor for Vertigo Comics, and was doing, you know, helping to create great things from Vertigo Comics at the time. So I figured I'd check out her original work. And I don't remember. I assume I enjoyed it. I don't have any bad memories of it. But this is absolutely one I had to look up like everything about it online. Um, then we have Hard Candy by Andrew Vax. And this is where are we at? Number 4 in the Burke series. And Burke is looking into this. Is he a cult leader, a messiah figure who seems to be saving the kids that are on the streets? But things may not be as they appear. And of course, Burke is going to do whatever he can to actually save children. And then finally, we have, I had to turn the page. We have Blossom by Andrew Vax, 5th book in the Burke series. And in this one, Burke is a bit of a fish out of water, if I'm not mistaken, because an old cellmate calls Burke to Indiana to search for a missing somebody. Or no, I'm sorry, not search for a missing somebody. Help him save an innocent kid who has been charged with something that he didn't do. So Burke's going to help out there, and there's also a sniper that's killing people on Lover's Lane. And Burke, being in Indiana, doesn't have his usual support group that he would have back in New York City. And again, just great Andrew Vax storytelling. Burke is such a great character. Just a dark, gritty, I keep saying dark and gritty, but wonderful character. And again, the idea that all these books are about found family and helping children, helping the dispossessed. I believe it's been a while since I read these. I believe one of the main characters, one of Burke's family, is a trans woman. And it was just, it wasn't a big deal. She's just a character in the books, which was fantastic especially back in 1993. I was going to go look at the date. I know what year I'm talking about. Back in 1993, we're just introduced to these characters, and we accept them and we love them because of who they are and what they do. Andrew Vax was just such a fantastic creator. So that's it for April of 1993. My question for this video is, when you discover a new author, do you go a little crazy like I do and start just grabbing everything they've done, if they have a nice back catalog, reading it, tearing through it? I can tell you right now, just looking ahead, there's a couple more Andrew Vax. I wonder if I caught up at that point, because there's only a couple more coming up. Oh, wait. That's a different Vax. We'll get to that. But do you do that? Do you jump in? Do you or do you take it slow? I do a little bit of both. Obviously, here I just started grabbing everything I could find by Andrew Vax, reading it like crazy. I've done that with a couple other people, but I've learned to sort of not jump in with both feet so that I can savor, because once you get through, if you fly through what they've got in their back catalog, then you got to wait until they put something else out, hopefully, and then you're stuck. Or you can go back and reread, I suppose. But let me know how you handle that when you discover a new author. Just a little note. I can see that in May and June, I only read one book each. So I believe the next video will have May, June, and July. Because there's 1, and then 3. So I think I'll put those 3 months together. And then August and September only have 2 each, so I may put those 2 together. But I think for sure I'm going to put May, June, July together just so I have something to talk about, because I love to talk. Anyway, let me know how you feel about finding a new author. And if you have any, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, put those in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the YouTube stuff. I'm closing up my books and things. If you care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronin5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is ErikSmith5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That's all I have for you this week. So until next week, read more books.